In this video, I'm going to take you through the 4 pillars of performance, and these are the only pillars you need to know about or worry about to get the absolute best out of yourself on the field or off the field in life. So let's get into it, starting with the physical. So this is probably what you think, first thing comes to your mind is physical is going to be like your fitness, your strength training, your power, explosivity, your speed, strength, endurance, all that sort of stuff, okay? So if we were to say fitness, that is physical, okay? Mental, it's obviously like your confidence, your ability to handle pressure, your overcoming adversity, decision-making. Decision-making, probably not, but let's go, so like your mindset, okay? So this is like your engine, this is your driver, okay? Technical is going to be like your technique in things you do, whether that's, your kicking, your punting, your running form, your lifting form, things like that, okay? So we could call that like skill, thinking of it as like you could say like your craft, okay? So all your skills I just kind of went over, but engine, driver, craft, okay? And then fourth thing is like tactical, right? So these are all like strategies. It could be like how to sleep better, how to communicate better, leadership, what else? Like decision making, things like that, okay? So this is like, like I said, what would be the word for that? We could say like, strategies, and think of it as like, your playbook. I like your playbook, okay? So that's an overview of like the 4 key pillars. And now let's kind of break them down in a bit more detail and like how you can maximize each one, okay, to get the absolute most out of yourself, like I said, in sport and in life, because like you can't just have one. It's like, think of like a structure of like a house, right? Like you need all 4 pillars for it to be strong, stable, sturdy, and not collapse. So if you just have like, you're in great shape, but like your mindset's not right, you can't utilize that. Or like you have like great technique, like, again, going back to say with your kicking and everything, but like you physically just can't kick that far. Like that's not great, okay? If, let's say like you're a healthy person, you eat right, you're active, things like that, but you don't have like the strategies to keep that up long term or to like recover and then like maximize like your longevity. So like I guess this is where like a lot of say maybe as we get older, we feel like we can still train like we were when we were younger, and you can probably train even harder, but your strategies have to be better for your recovery, because it just does get harder as you get older to be able to like back up performances, week in, week out, if you don't have the right strategies in place to do so, okay? So I love systems, and I feel like systems make life easier. It kind of goes back like to our brain. Like we like to save energy and cognitive thinking with like our habits and our behaviors that are just like a bit more automatic. So like brushing your teeth, for example, like you don't really have to think about doing it. You don't have it planned in your calendar, brush your teeth, like you just do it because it's become a habit. And that's why I really like these 4 pillars of performance, because it's kind of thinking about, okay, how in life, in sport, in life, how do I have these things all like, as strong and as stable as they can be? And that's why, like I said, you can just think about, okay, is my fitness dialed in? Is my mindset dialed in? Are you doing things like mindfulness, gratitude, meditations, things like that? Technical, like are you improving your skills? Are you reading books? Are you educating yourself? Are you listening to podcasts? Or are you just doom scrolling? Yeah. And then tactically, I kind of like using these systems and things like that, like to develop good habits. Are you like in like good group chats? Are you like around the right people? Time management skills. Like one thing I talk about is setting a sleep alarm to help you go to sleep, okay, to wind down, to go to sleep. So are you implementing those strategies to help you perform at your best? I feel like sometimes we can just get a bit overwhelmed with being told we need to act a certain way or do a certain thing, or we're not worthy if we're not doing this and that, and like that's not really what this is about. This is just a framework, your 4 pillars that you can think about if you want to just maximize your potential, get the most out of yourself, and just see what you're capable of. So you kind of need all 4 to be on point, like I said, in sport and in life. And I've been fortunate enough to be around some of the top athletes in the world, from AFL players, being coached by some of the AFL greats, playing American football, college football, like playing alongside Joe Burrow, who like had all this in spades, like his like tactical, like, God, he was so dialed in. Obviously his technique, his craft of throwing a football, his ability to read plays and study it, and then like mentally, oh my God, his mindset. I remember when he first came to LSU as a transfer from Ohio State, hadn't played any games at Ohio State. He was 3rd on the depth chart behind 2 other guys. And I was like, we're talking about the footballs, because you can kind of choose what footballs to use. And as a punter, we wanted the football that was was soft, right? And I was like, hey Joe, like you like your footballs like this, don't you? Like if you get the starting job. And he's like, don't worry, like I'm gonna win the job. And he said it in such a way that like it didn't come across as arrogant. He was just so much confident. And sure enough, he went on to win the job, win a national championship, go number 1 in the NFL, go to a Super Bowl, and I'm sure he will win one with his mindset. And then like fitness, like I would say, like it's not like you have to be topped out. Like he definitely wasn't like the best, like most athletic athlete, but he definitely knew what he had to do to be the best quarterback he could be. And I guess that's what it's about as well. Like you don't have to be the absolute best. It's just about reaching your, I guess, genetic potential, like reaching your ceiling. So like if this is your ceiling up here, like let's go a different color. Like why settle for your fitness being there? Why settle for your mental being here? Why settle for technique being here? Like when this is your potential, right? Like boost it up, make the most of the opportunities that you have, because they go by very quickly in sport. Like I can be the first to let you know that 3 years on the AFL list and it goes like that. 4 years in college football goes like that. So try to maximize your potential. And the thing is, someone might have a greater genetic potential than you, right? Like I'm not the most athletic person. Say if physically my genetic ceiling's here, but I do everything I can to get it as close to the top as I can, I'm going to beat someone who has a higher genetic potential but only brings it up to here, right? And that's what really makes winners. Like they maximize their potential, and a lot of them will have a genetic ceiling, but you see so many times again and again where people have that potential and they just don't capitalize on it. So don't be lazy is essentially, if you've got that talent, don't be lazy, maximize it in all your pillars. And if you're not the most talented, like I definitely wasn't the most talented, but I got the most out of myself. There's probably some times I actually didn't, to be honest, and I kind of have to live with that, a bit of regret. Like probably some times when I didn't, I could have probably maxed being better, probably more in my mindset with things. And there was times where it worked well, and times where it wasn't ideal. So, and probably more around the strategies as well. Like, could have maximized. I probably left a bit on the table, and that's essentially why I kind of do what I do. Like, for young people, I want you to have a better career than I did, and for people who are like me, and like, I guess that's the cool thing is, there is so much more life after sport. Like, if you retire in your 30s, like, you've still got you played professional sport for maybe a decade if you're lucky. Think about how many more decades you have of life where you can level up, yeah? And you kind of like, yeah, that's what I guess I'm trying to do, is like take these high performance principles, and if you're young, then you can apply them and have a better career than I did, or like just level up. Like, I'm so big on self-development and improving as a human to just be a better member of society and make the world a better place, be less strain on the world, and yeah, leave it better than how you found it. And that's where like, yeah, that's kind of why like I'm making this video and doing what I'm doing, because I want you to like really just maximize every area you possibly can, whilst, you know, still have fun, still enjoy life. Like, this shouldn't be like a strain, or like I said at the start, like, it's not like you have to feel stressed that I've got to level up all these things. Like, and that's the other thing, like, by all means, if you're happy being down here, that's totally cool too. That's totally cool too. Like, you don't need to have your mindset and fitness and everything absolutely dialed in if you don't want to, and that is totally fine. Like, you still have a great life, you still have fun, but I'm just big on this, and I want, if that's something that you resonate with, then I'm here for you. I'm here for it. Like, let's make the most of the life you have. I think it's very like, there's something in being disciplined and like having purpose behind what you do, instead of just kind of floating through life, like floating through the wind and just like, oh, life will happen at me, and like having negative things about life and being down about things. And that's where, like, I know that your mental state will be so much better if you're physically active. Or you'll feel so much better about yourself when you have strategies around things that you do and do things with purpose. Like, that's going to make you feel better mentally. And like, if you start aligning yourself with like identifying yourself as someone who is, you know, levels up, then like that's going to improve your mental health, and then training's going to become easy. And like, yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, all of this stuff just goes so hand in hand. Like the technical side of things, like working on, like, how fun is it like learning a new skill? Like the challenge of having to do it, like, oh, I like learning a new language, like I've been learning Spanish, and like that has been so good for my brain. And that's where you see like older people, like it helps, I think it helps with like pushing away like mental diseases and things like that. Because when you stop learning, like you stop using parts of that your brain, like it's literally like a muscle. If you stop using it, it stops getting bigger, or, you know, it fades away. It's the same thing with your brain. So learning a new language, how fun's that? Like you testing out your brain, or like, yeah, like a new skill, or a new thing in business. So yeah, I just think that these 4 pillars, like if you think about them and you apply them and do something each day to better yourself in these 4 pillars, like you'll have a great life. And there's been times when I have had no idea what I was going to do with my life, like didn't have that purpose, but I still kept showing up to the gym. I still kept learning things. I knew like somewhere where I wanted to go, and I just kind of applied something in these every day from these areas to just keep taking that step forward. Like it's not about this big, awesome, like jump, one thing that's going to happen. It's like stacking these small wins on top of each other, and that's kind of where you get where you want to go. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you got a lot out of this video. If you do, please consider subscribing to the channel and comment anything else you'd like to see for future videos.